Everyone knows you can pretty much pay for anything these days, but what many don't realise is that anything really does mean anything. From the world's oldest profession, to drinking your favourite influencer's bathwater, if you got the money, there's someone with low enough standards and morals that will probably do it for you. For the low price of $60, you could have your very own Cuddle Buddy for 1 whole hour. But what I personally never got was who would actually want to become a cuddle professional. Now don't get me wrong, you could give me the whole spiel of, oh, it helps so many people who actually need it, or you might have a secret fetish for sniffing strangers. But even if your intentions of becoming one was actually genuine, you're either going to have a lot of creeps that come up to you to try and grope you, or no one's actually going to want to be cuddled by you, which if you're kind of like me, hits a little bit too close to home. Now if you're a customer, you've probably got a lot of questions. Kind of like, how would I actually avoid a lawsuit with my hand spasms? How has my life actually got to this point where I have to pay $60 for a cuddle? And of course, how would a black market work for this thing? Now for me, I want to know if in the dark corners of Los Angeles, you could just find like one of those cuddle pimps who would have that stereotypical outfit on, being all velvety and soft. But instead of their cane, they actually have their little cute anime pillow. And once you've noticed all of that, you could then walk up all sly and see if you could order a cuddle with props or the good old standard cuddle puddle. After that, you could take his details down for any future cuddle calls or for when you're drunk and bored at 3 AM. Now from my personal experience, online dating can be a bit of a minefield, but lucky for us, there's always that one guy who had 2 relationships by the age of 12 and an unhealthy obsession with Sex in the City. If you look hard enough, virtual dating coaches can be found all over the internet for around $12 an hour, which to be fair is an absolute steal to have full access to letting a stranger use your account and repurpose the best memes and lines from our Tinder, which is guaranteed to turn your regular ass into the hottest thing since sock puppets released their own Kama Sutra. Now if the $12 per hour that you're spending is worthwhile, I never really got what would happen once you get to the actual date. Would you just walk in, no word spoken, and bam, your search history safe for one night? Or perhaps the more likely scenario, where they just turn up and tell you they will treat you like a princess, just with that little added bonus that they can rap Despacito, which, come on, it's everyone's dream. We probably all heard that renting a friend is an actual service, but if you're like me, I've never been able to find a usable one. Now this could either be by a lack of trying, or maybe just being too creepy to apply. But forget about that. While it is unusual, in the sense that most of us probably won't buy it, I do think it could be useful. Now hear me out. We all know that one guy who has their own podcast, they're writing their own book, or have their own YouTube channel. And they're going to send you a message to give your opinion. Now all I'm saying is just to rent your friend, get them to give you their opinion, and voila, you no longer need to break your friend's heart. Another use is that you can use this friend to get you out of any social situation you could possibly imagine yourself in. A couple of examples of this would be weddings, birthdays, or maybe the birth of your child. But hey, that's just what comes to my mind. Most of us have to apologise at some point in our lives, right? And usually, those times are either when we don't want to, or that we know that the other person is going to go super sane on your ass. Well, thank the Lord Jesus that it's 2019 and we have Apologising Services that can do all this for you. Now, usually they're used for when you get caught cheating, or when someone accidentally deletes your Soul Silver completed Pokedex. That's right, I remember. But throughout my life, I'd probably use the service in 1 or 2 ways. Number 1, by saying sorry to customers at your shitty retail job because you don't sell the latest iPhone or designer clothes. Or maybe by apologising when the customer breaks their own machine and you have to come over there and fix it. And let's be honest, you do need a master's degree or an unhealthy obsession with pornography in order to fix the fucking thing. Then there's number 2, where you're arguing with someone and you know that you're right, and then you find that one piece of information that justifies everything you've said and helps you win that one argument. Well, this is exactly what this serves to be used for. Just so you can say, sorry mate, but you're wrong, and there's nothing you can say that can take me off this pretty glorious pedestal. The Something Store allows you to pay a fee of £10 and allows you to buy a present that is chosen for you for that special someone who you don't really care enough to think about what you should buy them, but you kind of feel obligated to do so. Now it's all fun and games seeing what they get, until the police arrive at your door wondering why you gave them a dildo for a christening present. But the way I see it, it's mostly going to be a win-win situation. Now either they're going to get an alright present and they thank you for being so thoughtful and kind, but then again, they could just call you a piece of shit and stop being your friend. But that just means you can go back to watching anime and ignoring your responsibilities. Now they advertise that anything can be ordered to the receiver up to the value of the purchase. But there really isn't a better outcome than getting a disastrous result. Otherwise, you probably would just give them the cash instead of accidentally sending a pregnancy test to your childless friend in their 30s. In life, there are always going to be these few things that are satisfying no matter what you do. And one of these things is being allowed to unleash your inner 14-year-old and basically go to town smashing everything you see. But usually, you're only going to be able to smash plates, chairs, and your hopes and dreams. But I guarantee that this place would get way more orders if you stock the area with children's toys. So basically, when your child pisses you off, you can come in and truly destroy everything they love, just without your wife calling you a sociopath. You could even recreate Endgame's true ending by just sticking Ant-Man up Thanos' ass and launching him across the room into an Avengers threesome. Or maybe see if the Paw Patrol as good as they say, and see if they can put back together and rescue every character from Disney's Frozen from that sword trap hellhole you've placed them in. But no matter how much you change the dynamic, you're still not going to avoid how many old-timers come in, who probably thought it's just a euphemism for a brothel. But who knows, the plates and chairs could just be a cover-up. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you subscribe and like, and if you didn't, leave a comment telling me why, and probably just roast me, because why not?